Okay,
Two
so
years ago.
about 2 years ago, we had just moved in. We moved in around August into Barclay Crest, and then in October, we being me, set off to Uganda. And in Uganda, we felt just like a wonderful sense of community, children everywhere, and just families enjoying meals together outside, and just a great sense of community. We came home. And because of some crazy events, my ride wasn't at the church. I just kind of didn't say much about it because I only lived a block away, and I only had a rolling suitcase and a really, really, really big Ugandan drum with me, which I figured I could manage. Everybody left, and I took off. It's kind of funny. So I was walking down the sidewalk in my brand new neighborhood, about 44 homes. We're all about 3 yards apart from each other, maybe 4. There's some type of city regulation. It's one of those things like when you burn your popcorn, the neighbors come over to see if everything's okay because we're all so close, right? And so I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I'm thinking, I probably look really, really awkward with this big drum and this suitcase, and I bet people are going to come out and be like, hey, new lady that just moved in, what are you doing with a big drum and a suitcase? And to my surprise, it was actually very quiet. Everybody's garage doors were shut. I guess their doors were shut. I'm not sure what was going on inside, or if they were inside at all, because you can't tell if anybody's home when your garage door is shut. But it was just quiet, and so that was a stark contrast to where I'd just been, where community was alive and all around you. So decided that maybe it was time for a change, and if the change was going to happen, it was probably going to have to happen in myself, and I had to knock on a door. So from there, I was able to meet a couple of neighbors and wonderful people. Got to know, not real well, but just hello, like most neighbors. Then in November, Henry asked me if he could be in the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving morning, where I explained to him no, he could not. And being 5 or 4, I think he was at the time, he wanted to know why, and so I explained to him that it was in New York and everybody was already lined up and it had already started. And so he said, hey Mom, can we have a parade here? I was sure. So that's what we did. We made some flyers and we had our first annual Barclay Crest Christmas Parade. And to my surprise, I wasn't the only one that was looking for community and something to do, because we had a great turnout. For me, the focus is not creating a big event that's hard to reproduce, but more just creating a place where people can gather. And the truth is that I still don't know everybody in the neighborhood, but I'm hoping that other people are starting to get to know each other a little bit better. So some of the things that we've done is chili cook-offs, which was one of my favorite. And for folks that couldn't come out, we had Tupperware dishes and we went and delivered the chili, which was my second favorite part of the event. And then we've had a very, very simple, easy thing to do was sidewalk chalk art. We try to welcome spring each year with a couple of pieces of chalk in the mailboxes, and folks come out and just write good messages for our joggers and stroller pushers, and there's just a huge sense of community. If you can't be there to say hello, just to write, hey, I love you, and happy Easter. So that's one of mine. So one thing that we have all just gathered around as neighbors is once we start to build community within our own neighborhood, what does it look like to continue to serve the community that's outside of Barclay Crest? And one thing that was kind of brought to us was the East Alabama Food Bank and their food pantry, and just a need for canned foods. And so Barclay Crest got together, and each of us has a green bag that we love and have our address printed squarely on the bottom or on the handle, your choice. And you get about 7 weeks to pick up 7 items from the grocery store and bring them all together on a given day. Our next event is in July, and we just sort them, and it's just a fun way to still get together and still love on each other with a greater purpose in mind.
His love is deep, his love is wide.
His love is strong, it is furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild, and it's waking hearts to life. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, His love is deep, His love is wide, and it covers us. His love is fierce, His love is strong, it is furious. His love is sweet, His love is wild, and it's waking hearts to life. Oh, it's waking hearts to life. Yes, it's waking hearts to life. Oh, His love.
Hey, I'm PJ. We're out here just in Barclay Crest, just trying to teach our girls about what it means to give back. We've been at Cornerstone now for 6 years and just trying to teach them some of the giving grace that Cornerstone has taught us.
So we're having a food drive at my house, and we're gonna give it to other people, and we surrounded our whole neighborhood, and we gave them bags. So they bring them on this day, and we sort the food that's in them.
What kind of food?
Well, breakfast, rice, and pasta, chips,
Henry, what happens to the food? Do you know where it goes?
the Alabama Food Bank.
Do you know what happens after that?
It goes to other people
Awesome.
that don't have food.
You have a friend?
Yes.
Give thumbs up.